is Rex Crandell, and this is Juanita Crandell, the star of the show today, and we have here Kelsey Crandell. And what we're going to do today is talk about Juanita Crandell's history, early life, her development, and things that she did during her life, and we're going to go into some detail. So please be patient as we go through, because there's a lot of things that she's done. So why don't we start out with where you're born?
Well, I was born in Antioch, California, January 24th, 1922.
Okay, and just excuse me here, today I failed to mention is January 1, year 2001. So that was a few years ago.
Yeah.
2002.
Yeah.
We just had a new year, so it's 2002 right now.
Yeah, quite a few years ago. So in January 24th, it's going to make me 80 years young.
80 years young. Yeah.
So I was born in Antioch on 7th Street, and I was named Juanita Rose C. My dad named me Juanita because I guess it was his turn. And Rose is from his mother's name.
And wasn't it Juanita because they wanted a boy?
Well, that's the story I got, that I thought he wanted a boy, and since Juan, it means old John, that I was supposed to be a boy. Well, I just, he made a mistake someplace along the line.
Oh, okay.
So, anyway, it snowed the day I was born, and as far as I know, it hasn't snowed since. I guess I've discouraged you a little bit. Across the street, about the same time I was born, another little girl was born, and they named her Juanita. And in later years, we became quite good friends. In later years, we would take turns having the birthday party. One year it'd be her turn, next year it'd be my turn to be the hostess of the birthday party. But I don't know how long we stayed on 7th Street. We moved to 6th Street, and that's where I started kindergarten. And the first few days, Sheila will probably remember this kind of a story. I cried the first few days, and they moved me to another classroom, but I don't know why. I guess I stopped crying when I was with some different people. And we stayed in 6th Street for quite a few years, and then we moved to the house on 11th Street that my father built. It was a brand new house. He worked very hard on building this house. He was quite a carpenter. Lost his temper a few times, but then he just stayed clear of that. And then I went on to grammar school there, and I don't know, 5th or 6th grade, I had to take violin lessons. My dad wanted a violin player in the family, and just like his sisters refused, I had to do it. But I enjoyed it. I played there for 2 years. I played at the church, and when I got into high school, I played on the Pittsburgh Symphony Band. Let's see, in high school, I played violin in the orchestra, and the music teacher had the school buy an oboe for me. It belonged to the school, but I had use of it. And the school teacher would take me to Pittsburgh every Saturday for quite a while to take oboe lessons. And I enjoyed that, and then I also played the saxophone in the band.
What type of saxophone?
Soprano sax.
That's smaller than an alto.
Yeah. And I think I played the clarinet, I'm not sure, but I like the wood clarinet rather than the metal one. Had a better tone.
Yeah, and violin too.
Yeah. Then after graduation, I went to moved to Oakland and lived with a couple girls. We used to go ice skating, and that's where I met Harry. And we skated for a long, long time. We used to skate in Oakland and in Berkeley, and I took swimming lessons. When he got out of the service, we got married. And sometime later, Pamela came along. And I was still skating, when I was carrying her 6 months, before she was born, I still skated.
So you were doing figure skating and
And
dance.
dad skating.
Right, okay.
That's it. That's that, we moved to San Francisco. Harry went to San Francisco City College, taking engineering courses. And we lived in a Quonset hut.
A Quonset hut's a round metal building they used to build in World War II.
Right. We would live at one end. They had 2 families in each Quonset hut. At each end, we had separate quarters. And then he finished his schooling there and I went to work downtown. I worked there for 3 years. And Harry got a job with Colgate-Palmolive in Berkeley. So we moved out to Costa County. Well, we had big ideas. We were going to live in Orinda. We couldn't afford that. We went as far as Lafayette, couldn't afford that. We ended up in Concord. But we got a brand new house at a very low rate.
Interest rate
CI still a rate, whatever. And
that was on Leland Way.
yeah, we were in Concord. And let's see, Pam was 5 years old then, and she went to school up there at Middle Home. And let's see, quite a few years later, Rex came along, joined the family. He was born in what was just a little house, Concord Hospital. It was just a little old shack. That's where he was born.
Yeah, Mount Diablo Hospital today.
Yeah. I think that's what they call it.
And
then 4 years later, Sheila came along, but she was able to get into good hospital. They had built in between times. And let me think. I worked part-time for Mary and Fay Wills in the excavating yard up in Antioch. And then I went to work for I call it Varian, but it was called Wilson Instrument Research in Lafayette, in the order department. And they built a new building in Walnut Creek, so we moved over there from Lafayette. And I don't know, maybe 2 years later, Barry Associates bought the company. And I stayed there for, I think it was 35 years or 36 years or something like that, until I retired. But before I retired, Harry had gotten lymphoma cancer. And he died May 9th of 1991. He didn't want me to quit work, which was a good thing, because after he passed away, that job really helped me get through it. And so I'm still living in the house in Walnut Creek.
On Crescent Drive, Walnut Creek.
Yeah, we had 2 houses in Concord, and then we moved to this one in Walnut Creek, and I've been here 30 years.
We had, the first house was Leland Way, we had quite a while.
Yeah, 20 years.
20 years, and then we were on Fisher Drive for 2 years.
Yeah, I couldn't stand that dead-end street. Got all the wind, all the dirt, and all the kids playing in
this house, on Crescent Drive with an in-law house in the back and another converted rental room, so it's got a little bit of land around it. And during this whole time, Dad was doing, every free minute he had, he was out hunting and fishing, getting ducks and geese and deer.
Yeah, and I went along with a lot of that.
And I did that, and then for many, many years on Leland Way, he raised pigeons. He could talk for hours and hours about pigeons, their eyes, their wings, their bloodlines, more than anybody could keep up with. He's really into animals.
Yes, that's right. Yeah, he took a lot of pictures. We have a lot of stuffed heads around the house. Not many people have a marlin in their living room.
That's unique.
That's the way it is. So that's my life right now. I have, let me see, let me count. I have 3 grandchildren, 3 grandchildren. That's right, Tom?
I don't keep up.
Yeah,
It sounds
and,
pretty fast, but.
2 step-grandchildren. So at the present, that's my life.
And, so now I guess you're getting close to your 80th birthday. What do you plan to do for your next few years? What's your,
Well, I
goals
sure hope I can go out and celebrate.
Uh-huh.
The last 2 years have been kind of dull.
Oh,
Yeah, since I had a friend in between, but then that got old. So hopefully next New Year's I can get out and stick up my heels. I still like to dance.
uh-huh. You'd like to do a little dancing, do a little socializing. What about traveling? You do a lot of traveling. You have any plans on traveling?
Well, I don't have any plans now. I've been to Hong Kong twice, been to Bangkok. Let's see, I've been to England, Ireland, Scotland, Portugal, and Spain, and let's see, Singapore, someplace in there.
You ever been to Mexico or Canada?
Been to Canada, but I've only just been across the border of Mexico. I haven't really gone into it that much. But I do like Canada. I was up there last year and rode on 3 different steaming trains. A beautiful country. Really, really nice country up there.
And you've seen anything about the United States? You ever been East Coast
Well,
or
it would be
Florida?
a good idea to see some of the United States.
Uh-huh. So
Yeah.
you haven't seen much of that.
No, I haven't. I want to go to Washington, D.C. and all back that way sometime.
What about Florida? You seen Florida or Texas? Maybe?
Well, I went to Florida just as far as Miami. Harry and I went on a cruise. Boy, did I gain 10 pounds.
They fed you well, huh?
Yeah, they feed you too well. Yeah, I'd like rather fly and get there instead of taking a full day at sea. Well, went to Alaska, I had a good time, but it was on a cruise.
Mm-hmm. What did you do in Alaska?
Well, shopped.
Oh.
Yeah, went to a lot of ice fields and glaciers, and it was nice, but we were on board too many days for me. That's why I like to go and went on some trade rides there also. And I do want to go to Austria sometime, Switzerland.
Oh, that would be nice. Yeah.
I'd like to go over there and go to the opera.
Mm-hmm. Opera in Austria, huh?
That'd be real nice.
Copenhagen.
But I don't have any plans this year in 2002 yet. Given the opportunity, I would go.
And you see, you went to Hawaii a couple times, too?
Yeah.
A few times to Hawaii.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, the last time I was there was, Harry was pretty sick, and we traveled around the Big Island. We like that one, Kona. That's where he got that big marlin in Kona. But Hawaii's nice, but I don't like the sticky weather.
The humidity, high humidity.
Yeah.
So if you had to live your life over again, what would you absolutely do over again? Something you really enjoyed?
Well, I don't know. Maybe I'd raise my kids differently.
Okay.
I'm smarter now
Oh, okay.
than I was then.
Uh-huh. And,
Yeah, the way the children are being raised now is a lot better. They have a lot more opportunities, more educational things to do.
a lot more
More
choices.
sports to
A lot
do.
of choices, yeah.
Because
More
when
computers.
your kids were little, they didn't have much extra activity.
Yeah, we had like 2 channels on TV and no computers and
Yeah.
very few choices.
Oh, I have fun on my computer through my email. If I get mad at it.
So what's your email address?
Oh, let me think. Juanita C1@msn.com.
Oh, okay, so everybody can send you email.
Anybody can send me an email.
That's
Yeah.
great, yeah.
The thing keeps breaking down, but I'll get it fixed one
And, what other kind of advice would you give somebody coming through, you know, some of your grandkids, and what would you recommend that they do or avoid, or things that you would, things that you think are
I
something they might
don't
want
think
to do?
they'd listen to me anyway.
Well, too many did. I mean, you've got a few years advance experience on this,
Yeah.
so.
I'd say don't do this or do that. Yeah, well, keep up education.
So you think education's important?
Yeah, education is, it's a little doggy. Education is, real important, whether they do a lot with it, but, to go on from high school.
So do college and get advanced degrees and.
Yeah, there's a lot of opportunities out there.
Especially with the world being so complex these days, that you really need education even just to get along.
I took a few classes at, Diablo Valley College, management and supervision, and that helped me a lot in my job.
Yeah, Diablo Valley College is good. It's low cost, community college. It's very economical to go there, close by.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it, went there 2 years.
Yep, and I enjoy my favorite holidays. I think the first one is Christmas. I like Christmas a lot. And I have oodles and oodles of decorations. I didn't bother to put them up this year. Didn't have a party here. And the second one is Easter.
You like Easter?
Yeah, I have a lot of decorations for Easter too. Those are my main, of course my birthday comes, that's a holiday
important
too.
too, yeah.
That's first. That's first. But, I like holidays. I used to like them a lot when I was working, because get the day off.
And so you've been retired now, how many years?
I don't know. I'd have to look it up. I don't remember things.
Oh, okay. Well,
Those are
details,
numbers.
these are facts and numbers, but it
Oh, it has to be at least 4 years, wasn't it?
4 or 5 years, something like that?
Yeah, 76 when I quit, 75, 76,
So
so.
that's been about 5 years. So you worked a lot longer than some people do.
That's
Some
right.
people retire at 62, 65, and you went to 75, was it?
Yeah.
Okay. 74.
Yeah.
That's good, though.
I could take, I had good vacations, so I could go on my trips and still have a job.
So that was good. You got a little bit of money to do your traveling.
Yeah.
I know you travel a lot. It seems like you go a lot more places than I do.
Yeah. I probably have forgotten something because I've been, I've been to New York at the airport.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's got two very large airports in New York.
Yeah, I've been to Seattle Airport.
Okay.
Canada's real nice. I've been to Wisconsin.
Yeah.
And I went by myself too.
Oh.
And by the way, after Harry passed away about, I guess it was a year, I went to Greece by myself.
You were there for 3 or 4 weeks, weren't you?
I was there for 4 weeks and visited my friend Aunt Gray, and lived with her family. It was really interesting. One sister could speak English, the other one couldn't, and so we had sort of sign language, and one would have to
They did a translation for you.
translate in between, and they were very nice people, very nice people.
Yeah, Greece is kind of a nice island, or set of islands. I understand it's really.
Yeah, I've been to Greece twice. I like that. Because I'll go, like I said, any place.
You just like to travel.
Oh, I've been to Turkey and,
Okay.
Can't think of the other 2 countries over there. When I went to Turkey.
Hungary, Bulgaria, Romania.
Romania and Bulgaria. Yeah. Forgot those.
Yeah,
Those were strange countries.
the former communist bloc.
Yeah.
I guess it's Romania. They speak a dialect of Spanish there.
Well, Romania is getting pretty much English-oriented, or American-oriented. They, in one of the big cities, I can't think of it, they all dress very nice, going to work, and they have good jobs. But if we're in Turkey, you don't see any women on the street.
Oh.
it's all only been, the women stay home. And,
So let me just change the subject here a little bit. When you were all the three sisters, you, Mary and Pauline were at home. Did you get along well with each other? Did you?
I did, but they called me a brat.
You were the youngest, and
Yeah.
then
They said I was
Mary.
spoiled, but I didn't know.
Mary was 10 years older, and then
Yep, Pauline's
Pauline
10 years
10.
older, and Mary was 5 years older.
5. Okay, so 5.
So my joke is that my parents went to bed every 5 years.
And so you did get along, but they thought you were the youngest, so
Oh,
they
yeah,
kind of picked on you.
I did.
And
But
when
I think Pauline told me that she bit me when I was born because she was jealous of me.
oh,
When I was just a baby, she bit my hand.
so okay, when you girls were in high school or early college, you date a lot of? Did you have a lot of dates? You have a lot of boyfriends, or did you
Well,
stay at home and?
Yes, Pauline, of course, they were older, so they had different times.
Activities and things.
Yeah, things, but, well, in high school, I mostly had just one boyfriend, and I didn't have too many, but, when I started to learn to drive, my dad didn't like it very well. Mother taught me how to drive.
Mm-hmm. 4-speed.
And, then the boyfriend used to let me drive his car.
Oh,
Let me drive.
learn how to drive.
But when I turned 16 to get my driver's license, Mother picked me up at school, and of course it was shift cars. And I went chunk, 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 and she wanted me not to go that day. We had to go to Pittsburgh to get our license. So anyway, I decided I was going to go get my license that day. I just had to. So I did. I drove to Pittsburgh, and I drove perfect for the inspector, or whatever they're called, and got my license. But I had an awful time. I was so nervous. I was chug, 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 chug.
So when you were shifting gears?
Yeah,
Do
shifting the gears.
you recall what kind of cars they were or anything?
I think it was a Chevy.
Okay.
Before that, we had a real old car, and you'd slide the window back and forth,
Mm-hmm.
and sometimes it would fall off.
Were these like Model Ts or Model As or?
Probably a Model A,
Uh-huh.
yeah, I can remember that.
And I'd heard that back then the tires used to go flat on the cars a lot.
Could be,
Yeah.
could be. I
On
know
long
that
trips.
when we had to go to Oakland, we had to take that old tunnel, and I used to hide my head going up through there because it scared me.
That was before the Caldecott? You had a different tunnel?
Many years. And you see the water dripping down inside the tunnel. It's so narrow.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, that was when we had, I think, the Model A.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't like that. I always hid my head.
And so, tell me a little bit about where your parents came from. And you said your mom and dad was Earl Fee and then Sally Fee.
Well, they came from Ohio. And then they went to Idaho.
They were already married and they came from...
They were
Okay.
married when they went to Idaho.
Okay.
And
What city in Idaho do you recall?
I think it was Boise.
Oh, okay.
Boise. And I think that's where Pauline and Mary were born.
Oh. Mm-hmm.
I know Pauline tells the story about Mary when they were going to move to California. That Mary used to say she was going to California or some name like that, so they must have been pretty little when they moved down to Antioch. They moved because my uncle was there, Uncle Paul.
Paul
Yeah.
Ayers? Was that Uncle Paul Ayers?
Uncle Paul Ayers, yeah, and then my grandfather. I forgot to tell you, way back in grade school, in the summertime, I'd go out to my Uncle Walter's, Nat Stella's, Ayers, was the country, and now it's East 18th Street.
Which is kind of pretty central in Antioch.
Yeah, and we'd go out there in the summertime. They had an outhouse, and for toilet paper they had Montgomery Ward catalogs.
So you have to leave the house and go to the outhouse and then tear off a page of Montgomery Ward
that
catalog.
was fun. And as for games, we would play with Llewellyn and Pearl. We'd go down up the front of the house to the road, and we'd pick a color of a car, and we'd count and see how many would get the most cars.
Colors of that color, okay.
Yeah. And another game we played in the house on the stairs, we'd go at the top of the stairs, and one would have a rock in their hand, and so you'd have to guess which hand the rock was in. And if you guessed the right hand, then you'd go down one step.
Oh, okay.
So whoever got down to the bottom of the step first won. So then they get to hold the rock.
That's a good game.
Yeah.
Sure.
And then we would jump off the rabbit house just to have something to do.
Uh-huh.
And the church would have watermelon feeds out there. It's this great big ranch place. It's real nice. Real nice place.
So I
That's
guess
where, let's see, that was Earl, Cecil, and Bill.
Ayers, Oliver Ayers.
All Ayers, yeah. Yeah.
That's A-Y-E-R-S?
A-Y-E-R-S.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was my mother's maiden name.
And so what kind of work did your dad do? Did your mom work, or what?
Well, Mother worked at the asparagus and the cattery, and Dad worked for the Pioneer Rubber Mill for a while, and then he worked for the fiberboard.
Mm-hmm.
But the Pioneer Rubber, he was a machinist.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he worked on the machinery.
And he was also a pretty good carpenter.
Yeah.
So he's worked a lot of good with mechanical
And I don't
things.
know what he did at fiberboard. That seemed to be where everybody worked.
And Antioch is a pretty popular place to
And
work.
now I think the building is up there down by the marina.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Yep, that Antioch is not my town anymore. I don't even know my way around other than downtown.
Oh, that's what I remember as a kid, being down, with Grandma and Grandpa's house and walking down to the big park on A Street and, I don't know what the cross street is there. Corner of A and
10th.
10th.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's when I was about 4 or 5 years old. I remember going there.
Yeah.
Playing in the. I remember climbing up on the top of their patio covers and climbing all over and getting yelled at by Grandpa, and climbing up in an almond tree and having a branch break, and I fell back on my back and got the wind knocked out of me.
Yeah, we had real good almond trees, almonds there. My dad would sit out there and hull them. We weren't much help to him. He always had something else to do.
Yeah, I remember Grandma Fee always coming up to me when I got there, she'd grab my cheek and say, "You little ragamuffin, you little stick in the mud," and she'd just pull my cheek. It's like, okay.
Well, when I was in grammar school, Dad got me, brought in a playhouse, a stand-up playhouse with windows and a door in it.
Wow.
And I'd make real good mud pies, and had dishes, my little dishes, and table with furniture out there.
Oh, so you had a good little playhouse, huh?
Yeah, it was quite a big thing.
Yeah. That must have been fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember Grandpa Earl always saying some of his statements were all right enough, and he used to go and he had long stories about things that had happened. He'd tell us stories and have his opinions about things. And he took a lot of naps, too. I remember him taking naps frequently. Lots of tools around their house.
Yeah. They used to take care of you while I worked out there for Mary and Faye.
Mm. Yeah, they used to have a ton of trucks out there. He must have had 50 to 75 yellow trucks. We built most of the roads in Antioch, excavating and paving these yellow dump trucks. Amazing amount of trucks.
Yeah.
I mean, there may have been 100 trucks. Tremendous investment.
Yeah, he had a good job there.
And then they moved to Clear Lake, developed up there. So, what else do you think of as significant and things you've done, or what you want to tell people, or?
Can't think of a thing.
So we pretty well covered it then?
Yeah, that's pretty much my story.
That's your story. Okay, I'm sure there's a lot more details we won't go into today.
Yeah.
So, thank you all for watching this video. Hope you enjoy it. Bye for now.
Happy birthday to Juanita.
Happy birthday, Juanita.
Very good. You say, happy birthday. Great. Yeah, okay. You say it. Happy
Birthday, Juanita.
Okay, we'll get everybody to say it.
Hi, Juanita. Happy birthday. We love you. Happy birthday, Juanita. I remember when you were young at 70.
Yeah, only 10 years ago.
Now you're just young at 80. Happy birthday, Juanita.
Happy birthday, Juanita.
Happy birthday, Juanita.
Yes, we're here to celebrate the big day.
Yeah, the big 80th birthday.
Oh, well, you didn't have to.
Big 80. Oh yeah, it's no secret.
Happy birthday, Dave.
Okay, happy birthday, Juanita. Can you say it?
Happy birthday.
Yeah, can you say it? I didn't hear you.
Say it, say it.
Happy birthday, Paige.
Happy birthday, Juanita.
Hey.
Happy birthday, Juanita. When's the baseball game? Happy birthday.
Okay.
Happy birthday, Juanita. Enjoy your day.
Yeah.
Happy birthday, Mommy. I love you very much.
Happy birthday, Mom. Happy 80th birthday. Love ya. Your kid, Rex. Okay, that's good. You can stop anytime now.
Happy birthday, Grandma. Love you.
Go. You want recording? Go ahead.
Hey, happy birthday.
That's it.
Happy birthday, Grandma.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Grandma.
Okay, go. You ready?
Happy birthday, great grandma.
Okay, you gotta turn. I don't see a face. Come on, a face.
Happy birthday, Grandma Juanita.
Okay. Say happy birthday, Mom. Say happy birthday, Mom. You gotta... Your dog. Say hi, dog. It's so hyper, so hyper. Everything all finished up. We're getting in bed. Oh, yeah. What kind of dog is this again?
Manchester Terrier.
Okay. And what was it bred for?
Was he what?
What was he bred for? What did they use these dogs for?
Rat killers.
Bait? Huh?
Rat killers.
Rat killers?
You're so
You get a shiner.
Happy birthday
To you. Happy birthday